Hello everyone and welcome back to My Plane Leaves in a Couple of Hours and I Don't Have a Lot of Time, where today we're going to be talking about this article right here, the Season 21 Exotic Armor Tuning Preview. This one's pretty self-explanatory. We're nerfing the good ones and we're buffing the bad ones. A lot more buffs than nerfs, I feel like, but there is one probably not too surprising nerf that is going to be at the very, very end of the video. A couple of other things. Unless otherwise stated or specified, the following changes leave the rest of the exotics benefits intact. So anything that's like getting buffed is just having stuff added. And also they are introducing damage buffs in PvE to certain exotics as a way to reduce the desire to run surge mods in your leg armor, allowing your exotic to cover that ground, allowing you to use mods, different leg mods, essentially. And this is happening on a small handful of exotics. Some of them are gaining this benefit, while others are kind of getting nerfed down to match this benefit. I'll show what that actually means as we review a bunch of these exotics, but it's a small handful of exotics that are going to have this benefit. And yeah, so let's just start up here. I'm also going to be pulling up exotics over here so we can see what they're actually like right now in comparison to what they're going to be like in Season 21. So we'll start with Sealed Ahamkara Grass. Pretty weak exotic overall. This exotic will now reload the magazine of all your weapons when you defeat a target with your powered melee, and for 5 seconds after dealing melee damage, you gain increased movement speed and jump height. Right now, you get a large benefit to airborne effectiveness for all weapons after dealing melee damage. PvE, I think this is still pretty much a non-factor. PvP wise, I think it depends on the movement speed and the jump height increases. Hunters dealing a little bit of melee damage in PvP, I would say. So yeah, it's better than nothing, but I'm not the most up to date on Hunter PvP jump mechanics and all that kind of stuff. But for PvE, I'd say this is still probably a non-starter. Athros's Embrace gain additional strength while the exotic's weighted knife damage bonus is active. So this is just essentially Bungie giving you faster cooldown on your melee. I think that's pretty fine. I don't think these are in the worst spot in the world. There's pretty specific exotic. So yeah, hey, you get to throw more knives. I'm cool with that. Oathkeeper, when fully drawn, bows gain a bonus to damage against combatants that increases as you hold the draw but deactivates after a few seconds. And apparently the rationale behind this was, you just got to hold the damage bonus as long as you held the bow, and which can be done indefinitely thanks to the exotic's functionality, which just allows you to hold an arrow. And Bungie was like, y'all, it's too slow. Like, you guys are not... Like, pick up the pace here, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just sit here for 15 seconds waiting for something to show up and then do it. Like, you gotta, if you're gonna pull an arrow, we'll give you the bonus, but you gotta use it or lose it. Essentially, is what Bungie is saying here. I don't know how big Oathkeeper really is in the grand scheme of the game in general. I'm sure a lot of bow users are using it, but I think for most people this is just like, all right, okay, just I don't use Oathkeeper, so just moving on. Raiju's Harness. When deactivating your Arc Staff super, you create a blinding explosion that temporarily increases your Arc weapon damage. However, blocking with Whirlwind Guard will no longer consume energy more slowly. So right now, it consumes energy, I think, 50% less slowly. This, I'm just a little confused. It's like a super, it's like an exotic that they want you to use your super, but then also like not use your super and like turn it off fast. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they don't just like blend this in. Like, they should just blend this in with Blight Ranger. Just, I don't know, combine these two. This is just weird. It's weird to me. The blinding explosions, like, that's cool, but like, it better be like massive. And the arc weapon damage, I think this is maybe part of like the whole, like, we want you to use an exotic instead of the surge mods. But this feels too specific, and there's other things like Mask of Baccharis kind of explains this new kind of rule. So I don't think that whole thing applies. How much arc weapon damage are we talking here? You know, are we talking at like 50%, something crazy? Then okay, maybe there's something there. But it's a weird exotic. It's weird. Radiant Dance Machines. Kills while your free dodge is active extend the duration of free dodging. No longer deactivates when you get too far away from enemies. Deactivates after using Suspending Slam. Okay. So right now, it's basically just like, oh, did you dodge near enemies? Activating your dodge ability while near targets allows you to dodge additional times for a short period. I think you get about 3 dodges that you can do. Commentary here. Adding the time extension on kills allows us to pair extremely well with Marksman's Dodge, the Reaper Armor mod, and the new Powerful Attraction mod that allows you to collect orbs of power at a distance. During playtesting, players could have free dodges for long stretches, pulling down a large number of orbs. However, allowing it to continue to grant free Suspending Slams made it a little too easy to create an infinite orb generating machine without ever having to risk your own survival. Yeah, totally understand that. Suspending Slam is incredibly strong. Suspend in general is just incredibly strong. So yeah, probably don't want hunters going around just boing, 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 boing to just all these different enemies nonstop, which I totally understand because the kit itself is just already so beastly. This seems pretty neat. I think some people might end up doing some pretty interesting stuff with Radiant Dance Machines. Certainly gonna look into it, see what other people are coming up with for sure. Yeah, because right now it's like. It's basically like you get to dodge 3 times, and like there's some certain specific use cases there, I suppose, but this gives you a little more freedom. So yeah, I'm interested. Stompies. Removed airborne effectiveness penalties. You only gain increased speed, slide distance, and improved jumping while your dodge energy is full. We want Stompies to have a strong fantasy, but permanent uptime for potent movement benefits that make targeting hunters in PvP very difficult on controller ends up making it too automatic of a choice, even with the prior airborne effectiveness changes. We're undoing that change, but tackling the uptime to try to make it so you can use it to ambush or escape from an engagement, not both. So this feels, kind of close in line with what Titans are going through with their shoulder charge. No more infinite shoulder charge movement capabilities. It's going to have some kind of a cooldown here. And Stompy's getting the exact same treatment there. And wow, that is something. I am not a Stompy's hunter. I know there's a lot of Stompy's hunters out there. I totally get the whole, wanting to slow down hunters jumping 50 feet in the air and just completely disorienting players because they can't track where the hell they're going. Other hunters, speak up in the comments here. This seems pretty significant. I know you can have a pretty short dodge cooldown and all that, and it's not like it doesn't seem like you have to use your dodge cooldown when you're jumping high or anything like that. So you're just going to need to be a little more selective with how you use your dodge or maybe engage in combat in certain ways. But yeah, it does seem like Bungie is toning down quite a bit on these free movement type things. And all right, we'll see there. Hunters, speak up. I don't really use Stompies at all. Mask of Bacchus. Okay, this is the first instance of where Bungie's like increasing those damage bonuses. So changed to use a tier 4 non-stacking weapon damage bonus, which behaves the same as the non-stacking bonus that you previously got from Surge mods. Damage bonus increased in PvE from 10 to 25, and now grants a 6% bonus to weapon damage in PvP. No longer stacks with Surge leg armor mods, but provides a larger benefit that can be achieved with 3 such mods equipped. So yeah, so 25% with 3 Surge mods equipped, you are getting 22%. So this is kind of what they mean of like, let the exotic give you the damage bonus, and let's free up your leg slot for some other mods, like scav mods or orb pickup mods or something like that. So this is what they're trying to do with a certain amount of exotics. Mask of Bacchus in PvE, yeah, we literally just covered it. It's too tame for me to really care that much. I know that there is a little bit of utility there with stasis, but it just wasn't really doing a whole lot for me. Now I think Mask of Bacchus does have that interaction where now you can, on a hunter, have like a clown cartridge rocket or like whatever kind of a rocket, and you can go rocket, dodge, rocket, melee with Whisper of Impetus, rocket, melee again, rocket, So now that damage bonus is going to be 25% as opposed to just 10% without the surge mods. Maybe something there, but, hey, I'll take free buff any day of the week, even if I'm probably not going to use it. All right, Titans. I'm seeing point contact. I'm seeing second chance. I've wanted to make a video on both of these exotics for the longest time for being so bad. But maybe now I'll make a video on them getting buffed, and we'll see if they end up being good or not. So point contact. So currently what this does is defeating targets with your Thunderclap restores melee energy. Targets near you when you use your Thunderclap suffer lightning strikes. Being amplified increases the range of these lightning strikes. I figured I would let people know what this actually does because nobody actually uses it. Lightning strikes now jolt targets. Increased PvE damage per lightning bolt from 50 to 200. Being amplified now increases the damage of the lightning strikes by 50% instead of extending their range. So this is all based on the part of the Thunderclap where like you're not actually hitting enemies. So like defeating targets with Thunderclap restores melee energy. I assume that's staying the same. This has to do with targets near you when you use Thunderclap. So now it's like you have the cone out in front of you and then like everything else around you is going to get hit by these lightning strikes, which seems pretty interesting. And I'm liking the jolt. Like jolt's very, very strong. So, I think there's some interest here for sure. I definitely want to test them out, but I don't feel confident in saying like, yes, these are going to be super amazing or anything like that because I haven't used them. Like I basically have not used them since they came out because they're just not good. Okay, next we got no backup plans, complete rework. Right now, I believe it's like you get a shotgun kill and it uses your melee to give you an overshield. Right now, it's just not really that fun to use. When you have full void melee energy, shotgun blows grant a void overshield and consume your energy. Shotgun final blows give you melee energy and gives you a bonus airborne effectiveness with a shotgun. Now provides a moderate benefit to airborne effectiveness and reload speed of all shotguns. When you have a void overshield, shotguns deal additional damage and shotgun final blows refresh your overshield. While using a void subclass, rapid shotgun final blows or defeating a powerful enemy with a shotgun grants you a void overshield and kicks off your health regeneration. So just based on this wording alone, lot stronger, lot stronger. Definitely want to experiment with the raid shotgun conditional finality with this. I know there's not really going to be any synergy because like you're probably going to be on a void subclass and you're going to want to use void things and it doesn't have void on it. It's stasis and solar. But wow, that is enticing. This is very enticing. Definitely want to check that out. Shotguns, I want to know how much additional damage we're talking about. Is this going to stack with conditional finality? Because conditional finality already dealing quite a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm very interested. Barely anyone was using no backup plan, so complete rework. I'm good. Second chance. Shield throw melee now weakens enemies. Okay. Interested. Stunning a barrier champion with a shield throw. Melee grants a single full melee charge. I literally do not know why this was not baseline in this exotic. Why was this not base from the start? It should have been like this from the get-go. Give me both of my charges back. I understand now one because you're getting this weaken effect. Maybe two's a little bit much. But yeah, this should have been baseline from the start. It's still a bit of a utility play. I don't know how much play it's really going to see. But yeah, definitely improved. And I will test it out. Stronghold, replace the healing from blocking shots precisely with significant damage reduction. 50% in PvE, 10% PvP, while blocking with a sword. When you stop blocking, gain restoration ×2 with a duration that increases based on the number of shots that you blocked. We have some commentary here. The original heal on Perfect Guard mechanic was swapped out for damage reduction to improve ease of use. The previous version of Perfect Guard incentivized rapid blocking and releasing of the block to be most effective, which was unintuitive for most players and inaccessible to some. The change to damage reduction while blocking and restoration after you stop blocking allows you to close to melee range even against powerful enemies and stay alive while delivering attacks thanks to the restoration. Conveniently, this also pairs very well with certain exotic swords like the Lament. That was going to be the number one thing that I said. Lament has healing on hit as well. So you now have some potential of dramatic damage reduction, 50%, plus restoration ×2, which is very, very potent. Plus you're getting heals from the Lament. That's very, very strong. I am not a stronghold user. I imagine they're a pretty specific bunch. I know that there are some, really specific stronghold instances in the game, but I personally don't. Right now, it maximizes the guard stat on equipped swords. Shots blocked immediately after guarding will heal you. Yeah, just not the most exciting exotic for the overwhelming majority of people to even bother using. This is a very, very nice buff, I feel like. I don't know, maybe maybe there's some stronghold users out there that are be like, no, this sucks. What are they doing? But that's not the vibe that I get. So yeah, I'm not really going to talk too much at length about stronghold because this is something I know very little about, and I don't want to pretend like I know what I'm talking about with stronghold. Eternal Warrior. One of the worst exotics for Titan. Rapid takedowns with an arc weapon grant an escalating bonus to arc weapon damage. I'm looking at you, Forbearance. Using the same non-stacking damage bonuses used by Surge mods. This can go all the way up to tier 4 damage bonus, granting a damage bonus of about 25% PvE, 6% PvP, providing a larger bonus that can be achieved with the Surge mods. Yeah. While at the tier 4 damage bonus, arc kills refresh the bonus's duration. After your Fist of Havoc ends, you gain the tier 4 damage bonus. Okay, and I assume that you also get the overshield. That's still what it does, right? I'm not that out of touch. Yeah, gain an overshield when activating Fists of Havoc. So they basically we went from overshield on Fist of Havoc to permanent or near permanent 25% bonus arc weapon damage in PvE. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't know if it's gonna replace something. I'm not the most up to date on Arc Titan right now. Ever since they nerfed storm grenades, I haven't really been on Arc Titan. I've been doing Solar and Strand. So I do need to kind of update myself. Maybe we'll have a season 21. What's the best Arc Titan exotic, video or something like that. Very enticing. Very enticing. Not the most exciting, though, right? In terms of an exotic, it's just kill stuff with arc weapons and you get more damage for arc weapons. It's basically like Path of Burning Steps. In fact, isn't this basically Path of Burning Steps, but for arc? Yeah, Solar Final Blows periodically grant you an escalating bonus to weapon damage. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. So, yeah. It's not going to be very exciting, but hey, 25% damage in PvE is 25% bonus damage in PvE, you know what I'm saying? So, okay. I mean, hey, it's better than what we had previously, which was woo, overshield, sick. Kepri's Horn, the solar damage wave now scorches targets. All right. Love that. Was waiting for that. Good call. Love it. I don't know how much people are still going to use it, but hey, now we got some subclass synergy. Loving that. Path of Burning Steps changed to use the non-stacking weapon damage bonuses used by Surge mods. So yeah, right now, I believe Path of Burning Steps stack with Surge mods. Surge mods. This is why I don't do unscripted things. Yeah, this, I believe, stacks with Surge mods right now, so it's just giving you crazy, crazy damage. I think this is actually a net nerf because I feel like this is, I think Path of Burning Steps was wasn't it 40%? I thought it was 40%. I could be wrong. So this does kind of feel like a nerf, and it does feel like they're trying to equalize everything to 25%. Which, I get, you can't have these outliers, everything's 25%, except this one exotic. This one's 40 for no reason. So I think they're just trying to equalize everything. Which I understand, I get it, but this is also not the most exciting exotic, but all right. Okay. Dune Marchers. I think this one's been a long time coming. Reduce the range of the chain damage from 20 to 12 meters and PvP damage from 85 to 50. I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner. There's so many instances of people getting killed by Dune Marchers from a shoulder charge that is they didn't even see it. They weren't even near it. You're people are out in the middle. You're in a building and you get zapped from around a corner or something like that. It was just really obnoxious. This exotic sees a lot of use in PvP, not much in PvE, and these changes embrace that. The range on the damage made it very easy to get killed by this, to reduce the range and tone down the damage. I don't know. Am I not understanding this wording? I mean, yeah, it sees a lot of use in PvP, not much in PvE, but you're not really doing much to like give it any PvE juice. I don't know. Am I just misinterpreting what's actually being said here? It really is not getting used in PvE anyway. This is going to be a PvP focused nerf. So I wouldn't even, don't even mention PvE. Like, no one's using it anyway, right? But this is going to make a lot of people happy because this was very annoying. This is very annoying. All right, we're moving to Warlock. Vesper of Radius. Currently, Rifts release an arc shockwave when cast. Rift energy recharges faster when you are surrounded by enemies. So I am assuming that this is now in addition to what this currently does. Your Rifts emit an arc shockwave every 5 seconds that deals damage. 200 PvE, 70 in PvP. Enemies defeated by these shockwaves explode for an additional 100 damage, and if you have an arc subclass equipped, also blind nearby enemies. The fate of this exotic is solely going to rely on its practicality in PvE in terms of how much damage is this realistically dealing. Every 5 seconds, 5 seconds is a while, right? Rifts are 15 seconds, so you're getting 3 pulses out of this. Yeah, it really depends on how much damage this realistically ends up doing in, I would say, higher end content. I'm on the side of like it's still probably not going to be doing enough. I would love to be surprised, but we got to wait for damage on this one, but it's a buff nonetheless, and it certainly makes it a bit more interesting. Chromatic Fire. Increase the radius and damage of the explosion created by precision kinetic takedowns. The explosion also applies a status effect to targets damaged by it, depending on the subclass that you have equipped. Blind, Scorch, Slow, Sever, and Weaken. Wow, that is very, very enticing. I'm interested. I'm very, very interested. Wow. Especially that Weaken. Weaken, you can just kind of chain Weaken everything. Blind, chaining Blind to stuff. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm very interested. That's all I got on Chromatic Fire for right now. Because, again, right now it's just like, precision final blows with your kinetic weapon create an explosion in the element of your subclass. So they're giving it a bigger explosion, bigger damage, and it provides a status effect. I think that's all you could really ask for Chromatic Fire. Yeah, I like it. Dawn Chorus. Daybreak projectiles damage bonus has been increased and no longer is reliant on the enemy being scorched. I'm cool with that. I know there's been a bit of a resurgence for Dawn Chorus recently. Small, but still there. Sanguine Alchemy, right now, it increases the duration of your rifts when you get kills in your rift. I'll make sure I have the proper wording on that. Yes, weapon kills while standing in any rift pause the duration of the rift's cooldown, extending the duration. Further kills maintain and extend the length of the pause. So now, I assume in tandem with that, we are getting standing in a rift grants a non-stacking bonus to weapon damage matching your subclass damage type. This damage bonus is equivalent to two surge leg mods, so 17 in PvE, 4.5% in PvP. You're basically getting free damage. I like that. You know, you're getting free damage as long as you're matching your elements, and you can make rifts last a pretty long time. That being said, are you really standing in one spot for a very long time in like low and mid tier content? Probably not. That tends to be Sanguine Alchemy's downfall, is that we're just moving around too much. I don't want to stand in a rift for like 30 to 45 seconds. I don't want to stand in one spot. But in higher end content, you got your master content, you got your GM content. There are definitely situations where you're going to be standing in one spot. But then also, would I rather just use the leg mods and just use a completely different exotic to begin with? That's kind of my vibe right now. We'll see, but my vibe is, I'll deal with the surge mods. I've done it for the whole season. I can deal with it for another season, you know what I mean? So, I'm iffy on it. I'm iffy, but it's a nice bonus nonetheless. Claws of Ahamkara currently give you 2 melee charges. Powered melee kills create an orb of power. When heavy-handed mods are equipped, increases the potency of the orb spawned. No more than 1 orb can be spawned per enemy takedown. This exotic uses the same perk as heavy-handed and stacks with the mod should you choose to equip it. So they're basically throwing in a heavy-handed mod into Claws of Ahamkara. They're just like, there you go. Free for you. Okay. I'll take it. You know, Claws, double melee. It's got some pretty specific use cases. So nice little buff. You know, they could have just completely ignored Claws of Ahamkara, and I don't think anyone really would have said anything. But yeah, little freebie. Okay, take it. Mantle of Battle Harmony. I'm definitely going to pull this one up. Takedowns with weapons that have a damage type matching your subclass element grant you super energy. While your super energy is full, you instead gain a temporary bonus to weapon damage of the type matching your subclass element. Weapon damage bonus. Weapon bonus damage changed to tier 4 when super is fully charged, increasing damage bonus in PvE from 20 to 25%, reducing the damage bonus in from 15 to 6% in PvP. Again, they're trying to normalize these damage bonuses on these exotics. 15% is quite a lot. No longer stacks with surge leg mods, provides a larger bonus so they can be blah, 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 blah. Damage bonus only applies to weapons that match your subclass damage type, and now stacks with Empowering Rift and other similar damage bonuses. Okay. Extended base duration of this bonus from 6 to 10 seconds and 3 to 5 seconds PvP. Okay. So yeah, I think this is one of those exotics that's getting caught up in the sort of like normalization of a lot of these damage bonuses. So, hey, PvE damage bonus, I'll take it. I don't know many people who are using Mantle of Battle Harmony PvP. So, you know, unfortunate for those people losing that 15% damage bonus for PvP, but that is quite potent. It's quite potent. But yeah, I mean, hey, this is nice little PvE buff, extended duration, higher damage bonus, and you don't need to worry about search mods anymore. Okay. Ophidian Aspect. Very, very strong PvP exotic. Removed the extended melee range. The extended melee range created some strange situations where a player's melee lunge would cause them to flicker in high latency scenarios. This exotic still retains many strong neutral game benefits. Yes, it does. It's still very, very strong. I think Warlocks will absolutely miss the extended melee range. What was it? Frost Pulse is getting that buff to kind of like increase your melee range when you rift. So that way you can still like one-hit melee someone who's frozen. So if you were relying on Ophidian Aspect for that interaction, they got you covered on that. Any other interactions, they're still really good. You know what I mean? They're still a really, really good exotic, and I think people probably continue to keep using them. Prometheum Spur, I'm going to pull this one up. Right now, defeating combatants or guardians while Daybreak is active creates a healing and empowering rift at their location. While standing in any rift, solar weapon final blows grant rift energy. When your rift energy is full, final blows consume your rift energy and create a healing and empowering rift at the target's location. So right now, I don't like it just does stuff on its own. And I think Bungie is changing that here, where you have a bit more control over when a rift is actually cast, as opposed to it's just like, oh, you have a rift, automatic, it's going to happen. So grants rift energy for any solar weapon takedown with more energy for solar weapon takedowns while standing in a rift. Also, you now have to be standing in a rift when you get a final blow for the exotic to consume your class ability energy and create a rift at the target's location. Brings back a lot of autonomy to the player themselves, as opposed to just the exotic being like, you want a rift right now? Well, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So I love actually being able to be more in control of when I'm getting a rift dropped somewhere. Maybe that's going to bring a little bit of life to Prometheum Spur. I'm not really sure because it's really not a super popular exotic right now, but maybe actually having control will contribute to a bit more of its popularity. And finally, you knew it was coming. Starfire Protocol. Reduced the amount of energy gained per instance of damage from 20% to 2.5%. Wow. Empowered weapon kills now grant 20% grenade energy. Holy good night. Oh my god. Let's pull this up. Let's read what it actually does right now. Fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. Fusion grenade kills grant rift energy. Fusion grenade kills, by the way, grant rift energy. It's like a full restoration. So you get an extra ability, 100% class ability energy on fusion grenade kills, passive 20% additional base grenade ability recharge rate, 20% grenade ability energy on empowered weapon hits with less than half of a second cooldown. So there's a reason you could just sit there with an SMG and just spray and just get grenade. Whoo! Wow. This is getting this is getting clobbered. This is getting clobbered. Oh my god. So yeah, 0.4%. Sorry, 0.4 second cooldown, which means you can get a grenade back in about 2 seconds. And they've nerfed it. It's like, it's what, just about 80 to 90% less potent. So, oh man. And it's now empowered weapon kills. Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's clobber. Like, it is. I'm literally speechless. I'm speechless at how much this just got decimated. Like, Warlocks now are like, oh my god. It's like Starfire Protocol. I don't think you guys understand like how far and beyond Starfire Protocol was in terms of single target damage by like so many things for the average player. Like, it's so ridiculous. People are soloing raid bosses because of Starfire Protocol. That's how strong this is, right? This is how much damage you are actually capable of dealing, is you're soloing raid bosses. That's how good it is. Okay? Let's read the dev commentary. This exotic has been strong for a long time, ever since Solar 3.0 dropped, and fusion grenades became much more powerful for Warlocks. In making these changes, we didn't want to completely rob the exotic of its benefits, but right now Starfire Protocol is one of the best single-target damage-boosting exotics, combined with a Horde Wolfpack rounds, blah, 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 blah. You get an infinite loop, and it's sucking all the air out of the room. These changes are intended to tamp down on passive weapon damage, giving you your grenades back too quickly. You'll still probably get an extra grenade or two per damage phase. Wow. While pushing it away from single target damage dominance and more towards neutral play. Yeah, well, it had raid damage. It had single target damage. It had neutral damage. And they're just like, hey, we don't want you throwing grenades literally every 2 seconds. That is insane. You had your fun. You had your fun for a year. This is not healthy. This is not what we want this to do anymore. And wow, yeah, my guess was that they were going to tone down how much energy you got from this exotic. That was my original, like, Datto, what do you think is going to happen to Starfire Protocol when they nerf it? They're going to nerf how much energy you get. I was not expecting this much of a nerf. This is significant. This is wow. A lot of people have been prepping Sunbracer builds as a result of some sort of impending Starfire Protocol nerf. I've found it a little weird that people have been coming to me like, oh, are you prepping like Sunbracer's build? Like, oh, Sunbracer's build's so good. I was like, guys, the Sunbracer's build has been in the game for like forever. Like, where y'all been? Where you guys at? Sunbracer's very, very, very good. Yeah, well, I'll definitely make a build for it if you don't already know the Sunbracer's build, which is literally just stay in the air as long as you can and just rain hellfire down upon your enemies. But yeah, I just found that surprising, a little surprising. Like, Sunbracers, like, they're still really good. In fact, like, if Starfire Protocol wasn't as ridiculous as it was, I feel like Sunbracers would have gotten more attention over the past year. It's just like, how do you beat Starfire Protocol? How do you beat it? You just don't. So, I just found that interesting. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a wave of new players. I don't know. But yeah, Sunbracers, just start prepping them because the build's very, very good. And yeah, so that is it. Those are the changes. Wow. Starfire. Wow. Well, we got a lot of stuff to test next season. Definitely interested in some Titan exotics here. Vesper of Radius, I want to check out. what was it? Mantle of Battle Harmony. I mean, like, I like the idea of Mantle of Battle Harmony. I've just never like done anything with it. Maybe I'll actually do something with it. What else am I interested in? Maybe Kepri's Horn. Maybe Eternal Warrior. I'll check out. Very interested in Point Contact Cannon Brace. This could make it go absolutely nuts. This could just make it still completely ignored. I'm not sure. Second Chance I want to try out, and some endgame stuff. Hunters, very interested in Radiant Dance Machines. I'd say that's probably the one I'm the most interested in. And that's it. That's all I got. Sorry for another unscripted video, but I have a plane to catch very, very soon. I just had to crank something out pretty quick. Didn't have time for a whole scripted thing. I'll see you guys in a few days. But yeah, let me know how you're feeling about all this. Mostly good? Hey, mostly good stuff. Mostly buffs for very, very garbage exotics. But you know, I wanna hear your opinions on some of these nerfs. Stompies Hunters, speak up. I'm not a Stompies guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Otherwise, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.